honor and glory at the period of a Mashayach Yahawashi. That you believe in the Most High, so that in doing the things that he say do, so that you may be found unto praise. You're going to be praised. You have an opportunity to be honored. You have an opportunity to be glorified at the period of a Mashayach Yahawashi, when he come back. Yes, and judge everything and everyone. Whom having not seen, ye love. We have not seen him, but we love him. In whom, though now you see him not, yet believing. That's your faith. You don't see him, but you believe. That's your faith. You rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory, receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your souls, man. Power and authority of our bodies that's going to be able to go into the kingdom that's already prepared for us. Understand this. Of which salvation, that power and authority that's going to come to the Israelites. That's why they said, look, salvation, what did it say? Of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that's getting something that you don't deserve, that should come unto you. You know, it's written for us. That's coming into us. That's why y'all like to say y'all under grace, but grace is only to the Israelites. Grace and mercy is only to the Israelites. Understand this. So it's saying, of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you. See, you keep seeing and hearing that they're going back to the Old Testament, the law and the prophets, because that's all they had to go by, y'all. Whoever walked on the earth that this Bible's written about, they only had the law and the prophets. That's it, the Old Testament, that's it. For all you don't believe in the New Testament, hey, when you're looking at people in the New Testament, all they had was it. What you believe in? The law and the prophets. It's just they appears like we appeared now, bringing in this truth on these last days. They could be, everything we're doing is being written in the books too. They got books about what we're doing too, and whatever you doing too, out there being wicked. And the book's gonna be open, and judgment gonna come by your works. Your works should be about how you follow the Most High and His laws, statutes, commandments, telling us what to do. His rules and regulations. Y'all know about that. So this is what it's all about. Say, search and listen. Of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently. This salvation right here. Hold on. Luke, the 1st chapter, the 68th verse. This is salvation right here. Powers and authority. Like that's where they get saved from salvation. Luke 1:68. It says, blessed be the Most High power of Israel. So the Most High, the power of Israel. Understand this. He the power of Israel. Most High is the power of Israel. The Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel. Understand this. What it say? Luke 1:68. Blessed be the Most High power of Israel. And that's the 12 tribes of Israel. But he have visited and redeemed his people, and have raised up an horn of salvation. There goes salvation right there. Powers and authority for us. That's the 12 tribes of Israel, in the house of his servant David, King David. Coming out of the tribe of Judah, like Mashayach Yahawashi came out of the tribe of Judah. Hebrews 7:14. For it is evident, it's a fact, that our power, Mashayach Yahawashi, sprang out of Judah, our forefather Jacob's fourthborn son. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets. Where they at? In the New Testament? Where the holy prophets at? In the Old Testament. I got to keep bringing it to you so you understand, man. When you read this New Testament, they only had the law and the prophets. That's it. That's what you keep hearing about, the prophets. And he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets which have been since the world began, that we, who is that? Who is that we? That we, that's the 12 tribes of Israel. 1/3, mind you, should be saved. That's why I say, verse 69, and have raised up an horn of salvation. That horn is a power like a bull's horn, a ram's horn of salvation. This is where saved coming from. Salvation. Being saved from, he's going to tell you, that we should be saved, verse 71, from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. That's being saved. So when you see it, y'all talking about saved, this is being saved. That you could be saved from your enemies and from the hand of all that hate you as an Israelite. To perform the mercy promised to our fathers. Mercy is not getting something you do deserve. And to remember his holy covenant. Remember his holy covenant. Who was with who? The Israelites. That contract, that special agreement that he had with us. In his laws, statutes, commandments, he only gave to the Israelites. That's why he say he's the power of Israel in verse 68. How come you can say the power of every nation? You won't find that in the Bible. But y'all been brain polluted to think that. It's serious. Remember his holy covenant. The oath which he swore to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us, that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, that's being saved, that's salvation, might serve him without fear, in holiness and righteousness before him all the days of our life. That holiness, we got to go far to find what holy and righteousness is, because righteousness and holiness is the same thing. Romans 7:12. Wherefore the law is holy. You follow the law, you're holy. The law is holy. And the commandment holy and just and good. So if you follow the laws that the Most High wrote with his finger, the work of the Most High, moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, then you be holy. You follow the commandments, moral laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, and sacrificial laws. Not sacrificial laws, but civil laws. Because sacrificial law was 5 sets of laws, but sacrificial law was done away with. Mashayach Yahawashi, as we looking at Mashayach Yahawashi, is still the atonement, as he died for our sins. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy and just and good. See? That's holiness. What's righteousness? What's righteousness, class? Y'all should know that off the automatic. You should be able to quote it. You should know it by heart. What's righteousness? Okay, nobody's saying that. Deuteronomy 6:25. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High, our power. See that? Our is a personal possessive pronoun showing ownership. As he, that's the Most High, that he is the Most High, have commanded us. So, going back to 1 Peter.
Psalms 119, verse 142.
Can. No, Psalms what?
Psalms 119, verse 142.
Nah. It one's, just see, that's, let me see. Now that's the truth. That don't define righteousness. Righteousness, if you went to Psalms 119, the righteousness is defined in, not righteousness, but what you defining? The truth. Now we find it defining something else. In Psalms 119, 172, is righteousness is defined here. In Psalms 119, 172, you defining the truth. In 142. Psalms 119, 172 says, my tongue shall speak of thy word, for all thy commandments are righteousness. See? And Deuteronomy 6 and 25, and this scripture, Psalms 119, 172, defines righteousness. What you defined was the truth. That's the song, the scripture for the truth. Psalms 119, 142. That righteousness is an everlasting righteousness. So that don't define righteousness. We know the righteousness is keeping the commandments and the laws of the Most High. So that righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. You see? So, going back to 1 Peter's, the first chapter, let me put my marker there. 1 Peter's the first chapter, and we're going to read verse 10 and 11. Listen, of which salvation, now we went over salvation, Luke 1, 68 to 71. With salvation, powers and authority on this earth, being saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, the prophets have inquired. They inquired and searched diligently. Who prophesied of the grace, which is getting something that you don't deserve, that should come unto you. Right? Listen to what it says. Searching what? Or what manner of time the spirit of Mashayach. Listen at this closely. The spirit of Mashayach, which was in them. Break that down. How the prophets had a spirit of a Mashayach the first time he existed, when he came on the earth in the flesh. That's one of the mysteries that's been hidden in the Most High, but they can be broken down. But it'll take a long time for me to go through that. But I have went through it. I got lessons already on this. The searching what? Or what matter of time the spirit of a Mashayach, which was in them. Hear that? The spirit of a Mashayach, which was in them. In who? The prophets. Did signify, when it testified beforehand, the sufferings of a Mashayach and the glory that should follow. See, that's why he spoke. He spoke. He spoke to the apostles. It's by the time he spoke to them, they were, because the disciple is learning, but by the time you learn, they became an apostle. He spoke to them in Luke 24 and 44 concerning himself. He said, Luke 24 and 44, he said, and he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled, which were written in the law of Moses. That's the first 5 books of the Bible. And in the prophets that had the spirit of a Mashayach in them, and we just read. And in the Psalms, who David said, Mashayach Yahawashi was his power, in Psalms 110 and 1, the Most High said unto my power, sit thee on my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool. The Most High not sitting on his own right hand. That's what Mashayach Yahawashi, sitting on the right hand side of the Most High until the Most High make all his enemies his footstool. 1,000 years, y'all. So he showed himself in the law of Moses and in the prophets. That's all the prophets of the Old Testament, and the Psalms, what David wrote concerning him, concerning the Mashayach Yahawashi. Check it out. That's why it's very important to see him. Like I say, he is our atonement. Look, then open he their understanding. That's why a lot of people don't have understanding. That they might understand the scriptures. You understand? When he showed them himself in the Old Testament. That's why, look, Hebrews 10 and 7. Hebrews 10 and 7. Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will, O Most High. See? Above, when he says sacrifice and offering and burnt offerings and offerings for sin, thou wouldest not, because he wants us to be obedient. Most High didn't care nothing about them sacrifices. He wants us to be obedient. Think about it. We do something wrong, now we got to sacrifice. Y'all doing something wrong, or we doing something wrong, and we do something, now we got to ask Mashayach Yahawashi, go to the Most High, ask him to forgive us. Same, what's the difference? If we had a lamb, we had a goat, we had whatever it was, to be able to sacrifice, turtle doves or whatever, and all the way down to some flour, you ain't got nothing, you poor as ever, you ain't got nothing to sacrifice. Most High said, get some flour and sacrifice to me. He wants to be obedient. Care about them sacrifices. He said above, when he said sacrifice and offering and burnt offerings and offering for sin, thou wouldest not, neither had pleasure therein. Hear that? He had no pleasure in us sacrificing no animals. He had no pleasure in us going to the Most High now all the time talking about, we have sinned, we have sinned, we have sinned. Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. Do what's right. Learn what's right and do what's right. That's what he wants. Neither have pleasure therein, which are offered by the law. Then said he, lo, I come to do thy will, O Most High. He take away the first, that he may establish the second. You got to come and bring, Mashayach Yahawashi kingdom under the power of the Most High and teaching us 1,000 years. Then we going to know the Most High. Everybody going to know the Most High. From the least to the greatest. That's when the new covenant is happening. Ain't no new covenant happening now. If you sitting here learning something, and I'm sitting there learning from others, you learning from others, come on. Ain't no new covenant. It say when the new covenant comes, we ain't going to teach of the Most High.